Be aware of this. This is the technique that every dealership and salespeople use. You don't trust me? Ask people who've been through that before.
Honesty is almost non-existent in the RV industry and is being replaced by
profit, interest, and manipulation. They will lock you, drain you, exhaust you down. Be aware of this. This is the technique that every dealership and salespeople use. You don't trust me? Ask people who've been through that before. So welcome to RV, how would I say that? Inspection 101. Now, I know you don't like to talk about inspection, you just like to see them. But we thought we're going to do this segment to enlighten people where this industry is at. Lately, we've had a couple of issues, and I'm talking supposedly high name brand that people look up to. So from floor going through, from slide out, extending their stay to destroy the inside and the outside of an RV. There's a lot of problem in the industry. All right, so I'm going to show you what I was talking about. This trim, see, everything seems to be solid. It seems to be staying there. So I'm going to have Laurel bring the slide out in instead of out. Good girl. So always remember, get your tuck and roll in there. All right, so I want you to look at this. Look at this coming out. You see what I'm saying? Because that little motor is actually working the H-frame out. This is exactly what happened. Problem is a little bit bigger than just screwing a couple of screws together, don't you think? Which we understand and we share with people who are reaching out to us. We talk to people, we have people that email to us and tell us their horror story of what they should have done. They should have watched our video before. One of them just last night, I'm thinking of her calling in and she says, oh, I watched 2 of your video and now I realize I screwed up. Already you screwed up.
I've started backwards.
Thank you, that's the point. So you remember what QC stands for?
Quick check.
You also remember what PDI stands for?
Probably didn't inspect.
There goes the industry, right there. Here's your 2 key words that they plaster their unit everywhere. And they tell you, come on in. And the third thing they're gonna tell you is, no worries. It's all under warranty. So whatever you find, it's not an issue. You can come back, we'll have it fixed. Okay, let's do the math here. We were just talking to somebody who was about 60 miles away from the dealer they're gonna go at, and they were debating that, the value of the inspection. These people are kind of smart, so as we're talking, that's what that person is saying. She said, okay, yes, just the financial part of me going there, picking it up, and oh, they tell me to come back under warranty, 60 miles back, gas, time, dropping it off there, going back home, coming back again next week, which nothing will be done as usual, or you're gonna call, it's gonna be 2 weeks, 3 months. You're paying a monthly payment. This is supposed to be yours. This is another value that an inspection give you or reward you for. Laurel, I'd like you to explain to people so it doesn't come from me. What's the advantage of having a team? You always hear me say team for people who follow us. What's the advantage of having a team?
Well, the one thing is that you can't be at 2 places at once. So having a team, somebody can be on the inside while the other person's on the outside. For example, pushing slides in and out. If the inspector is on the outside, how is he going to see what's going on the inside while those slides are going out? I am able to hear and visually see what's going on when I'm pushing the slide out, and Pierre's able to see on the outside what's going on with that slide. And we've had a lot of different scenarios where we had some major issues that I was visually seeing from the inside.
That I didn't see outside. So it's those reference that goes back and forth.
And when you can hear the popping and the cracking of the frame, of the trim of your slide, and you're on the inside, yeah, that's kind of scary. Or we had a slide where I was able to go into the bedroom, get on a step ladder, and stick my arm right out the top of the slide. If Pierre was on the outside just checking the slide, he wouldn't be able to see that.
So for example, one day I'm on the roof and I can see on the skylight that there's a lot of holes. Let's say that even the metal is kind of rusted. So I check in, I actually called her, says go check here, which then we discovered a nice artistic work on the wall, let's say, to not use words like mold or whatever you want to call them.
Crackling wallpaper, a rash in the wallpaper.
You remember those plastic balloon that you can pop?
Snap, crackle, pop.
The wall was like Rice Krispies, definitely.
See, look, you can see this bubbling here. You can see these. This is all mold, the lamination. All those pricks, everything here. All right, so now,
say after. So did you hear that? Did you see that? Those are the types of things that we're able to find together as a team.
And I don't want to undermine customers. I know we taught a lot of people with a lot of things with our videos. We probably have about 300 videos that you can go back in time and look at. Even if you're aware and you know and you've seen it, our habit of doing this 2-3 times a week allows us to have a different eye. We look at it differently. We're not emotionally attached. If for the people who know us, I will state in the morning, Laurel present the unit we're gonna do for some people that are trying to research this specific model. And for me, it's like, okay, I don't care it's a 42GH or a 40E or whatever they are. For me, it's a box. There's nothing else than a fiberglass box put with slide out mechanism different from one to the other. So we understand, and you've got to understand that even if we offer this knowledge, it's actually for you to decipher through the units that you look at a glance and you say, wow, this looks good. Is it worthy of an inspection? Listen, for people who follow us, you know that we've eliminated a lot of units as we're going, and we always feel bad about the dreaded call.
But it's for good reason, and it's for protecting our customers, but we don't make that decision.
Yeah.
We arm them with the information for them to make an educated decision on whether, A, do they want a project? B, are they willing to drive to Indiana or Red Bay? And C, no, I don't want to deal with any of it. I'm going to look for another unit. We always leave it up to the customer, and we always Skype with them so they know exactly what we're seeing.
So they see live what we're doing. We're not trying to find a way for those of you out there that think that, oh, they're going to try to, you know, not pass this one so they can do another inspection. That's a last thought in our mind to repeat the business. And let me put it clear. If you're one of them that has a problem with this, meaning you do not digest the principle of, okay, I'm hiring an inspector, but it's $1,500, $2,000, $1,000, and I don't want to know. I just want to make sure I have an inspection, it passed, thank you, bye. Yeah, when you're a seller, that's what you hope. Let's have an approval from some inspector somewhere that took an hour and a half or 4 hours to go through your unit. I'm sorry to announce you, this is not what we do. This is not how we approach the industry. This is not how we approach a coach. So if you actually don't want to know the truth about your rig and you're not prepared to be told, this is what I found on a brand new unit or on a unit that's 5-10 years old, it's your call. Don't shoot the messenger.
Well, that's when they can bargain shop. And if you're bargain shopping for the right price, as opposed to the right inspection team that's going to get to the bottom of whatever they need to, well then, you bargain shop.
Yeah, exactly. So if it makes you feel good to just have an inspection, just like I stated about when I'm selling something, I just want to have a certificate. And by the way, we've been asked before to, oh, you're going to come and inspect the rig that I'm selling because I want your seal on there. That didn't turn out good because, but I told them, you might not like me. And as we were invited in their camper that night, we're not going to tell you we were in Gaffney, South Carolina, at the place where they fix Freightliner. So that's when that customer was there, and oh, he knows us, and well, maybe he's half in the bucket too, I don't know, but it was kind of weird. So he invited us in their camper. He didn't realize is my problem when I look at an RV I kind of know what to look at and the weaknesses in certain area. And that's the first thing I saw when we walked in on this slide out on the door side. And I'm thinking, oh, geez, all right. I thought it was his. No, he's selling those. So he wants to have our seal. So I just want to mention this. This has been about, what, 6-7 months ago?
Yeah, I'd say it was about 6-7 months.
When's the last time he called?
My phone hasn't rung.
Never. So we didn't get along on that one. And it's to show you that that's why we do what we do. I know it's not fun. It's not pleasant. Listen, we've found things that didn't stay together. We have cabinets that don't hold into the ceiling of a slide out.
We've had a floor that was so soft, my knee almost went through the floor. We've had roofs that were growing mushrooms and grass, and we probably had a full garden on top of that roof.
Yeah. We had brand new unit a couple of months ago, but it was a year old. The whole sidewall on the entrance is full of water.
We've had a fifth wheel that we've done recently that was growing little fuzzy mold in the bedroom.
Funny.
And it was brand,
decoration.
Yeah,
It was
brand
Christmas
spank.
decoration. You know what we used to put in Christmas trees? Those fluff on the light.
The little fluff on the light. They called that angel hair. Yes, well, they had some angel hair growing in this brand new fifth wheel, unfortunately.
We had roof caving in. I think it was a Montana, but don't hold me on that one. It was a Montana. Not the owner's fault, not the manufacturer's fault. Well, manufacturer's fault? No, maybe the guy who bought it. If he would have had an inspection, they would have found that right away. There was a gouge about this long right beside the AC, and the roof actually caved in, water puddled in, his ceiling in the bedroom, it was totally sagging down. I mean, things we see, you wouldn't believe it. I mean, I know you go shopping and you see the units and you're all excited and you think that because you're paying a lot of money, it is perfect, just like a car might be.
But that brings me this point. That Montana that you were just talking about, that changed the way we do our inspections, because we continued with our inspection, even though we found this roof situation and the ceiling situation. Because he paid us, we thought, no, we need to continue. And on our way home, we're gonna call him and give a synopsis like we do every inspection. We always call to give a synopsis. And when we did, he was livid. He was mad that we didn't call earlier in the day to tell him so he could make the educated decision that he didn't want the unit, because he felt he had missed out on hours of shopping for the next unit. So that is the day that Pierre and I changed everything. So when we find things that we feel we need to discuss with you, we need to call you. And if it's before noon, well, then you know we found some major things. But it's for you to now make that educated decision on whether you want a project, you want to travel to Red Bay, Indiana, or do you want to buy it that way and bring it back in for warranty work and let it stay in the shop for months and months and months? Or do you want to pass and get a worthy RV?
So to sum it up, because that's the typical question that I've asked. I was having a conversation with a tech not too long ago here, and Bruce and I were going back and forth, and that's the typical question I hear all the time. Well, what if you find something at 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, and he's a tech, remind you. So when you call a tech, he charges you $150 to go on site for the call, then he charges you $150 an hour for whatever he's doing. This is a tech fixing an issue. We got a different approach. He is paid for what he does. We, in another way, it's different. We reserve 2 days, implying that we're gonna do the report, we're gonna deliver the report the next day, we do the inspection, 6 to 8 hours, her and I together on site, and the next day by noon is my goal to deliver that report so you can actually shop or send that PDF to the dealer or the seller to now negotiate.
Now, he's not slow at typing. That's not why it takes so long for him to do this report.
Yeah. Poor
this
inspector
guy
that
right here,
think we're slow. Yeah, right.
He's so anal that when you get this, if you've never seen that RV, you are going to see it in more detail than you would if you'd have walked in yourself. So that's why it takes so long for him to create this amazing, gorgeous report.
So it speaks by itself. We're going to link above this video Jeff explained what was a report all about, and we got into detail with this, and that's quite interesting. You go check that out. That's my point. You hire us for what we're worth, what we're bringing back to you, to save your assets, both of them, from getting into a money pit. That's the goal. Isn't that what you want to hear? If not, you can hire any Tom, Dick, or Harry and pay the cheapest price that you can get because you just want a fuzzy feeling that, well, an inspector went through this. Be aware, people. That's why we also have a playlist of how to interview an inspector, because you'll be surprised to see
We'll
the
link that
difference.
above.
You'll see the difference between hiring what I've been told, a wet noodle, or somebody who actually has an idea of what they're doing. Somebody who doesn't do it part-time, somebody who doesn't just fill up the gap at the end of the month. There's a lot of inspectors that abandon every year. There's a reason. Well, I don't want to explain the reason, but you make your own judgment on that one.
Okay, let's do a subscriber shout out. We're shouting out to you, George Molitor, and thank you. We've talked to you. We love all the comments that you give to us. We appreciate everything you ever say on any of our videos.
Keep up those comments coming.
And stay warm.
So I want to bring this up because we've already been told this week a couple of times, people saying, you got so many videos, I'm behind, I don't know what to look for. Okay, here's the solution. It's really simple, real simple.
All you need to do is hit subscribe and click that notification bell. It'll notify you. And if you don't have time to watch it then, it's great because it's sitting there. But here's the other thing. We've heard recently that some people are subscribed and then they realize they've been unsubscribed. So is YouTube unsubscribing people? We don't know. So take this time right now and just make sure that you are subscribed. Hit that subscribe. You know it's free. It doesn't cost a thing. So now, do you still wonder and worry if you should hire an RV inspection team to give your potential RV a proctology exam? So remember, and do never forget.
Not about the destination, it's all about the journey. That's not where that
Thumbs up!
So lately, we've not crashed, but
No, don't even say that. I don't like us. Hold on, I gotta stop talking.
And the third thing they're gonna tell you is,
Start that again, the third thing.
but this guy invited us in his RV.
Okay, so go back to starting there because you've gone kind of, so I'm not gonna say that we were in Gaffney, South Carolina where Freightliner or whatever one, because you totally messed that up. Just start there.
I welcome you to hire any Dick and Harry and their brothers.
It's Tom, Dick, or Harry.